me with your car. Go on and hit me with your car. Hit me with your car and drive away. Hit me with your car.
It's another episode of
Go on
Bus
and hit me
Stuff.
with your car.
I'm
having trouble with my headphones.
having trouble with the headphones. Yeah, it happens.
Hit me with your car. Yeah, my audio is definitely being a little fucky, but it's okay.
Yeah. It's one of those things, I think, in this line of work you gotta watch out for.
Well, your audio has to be good in this line of work, Lucas.
Lucas, you know what I've said about your audio.
Seriously, I've given you a lot of shit about your audio over the year and a half we've been making this podcast.
I feel like you haven't. I feel like you've given exactly the right amount of shit, and I feel like it's at a pretty good place these days. Sometimes it still cuts out, but
yeah, I don't know. It's funny if there who knows if there is a real solution for the whole audio drift thing. So it's...
Well, I think the issue is that the machines that I'm using to record and then transmit the audio file to my laptop are just so far superior to the abilities of my laptop. And she's just struggling. She kind of spits out a little bit of smoke and sparks from time to time. And I think that's the issue.
I feel that.
I'm poor and cannot afford a laptop. So I'm using one from 2019.
I was just on a little bike ride. There's this, you know what Rafa is?
Yeah, he was great. I mean, he beat Roger at Wimbledon.
No, it's like a spandex brand for cyclists.
Ooh, a Lycra brand, spandex brand.
They sell shorts for little boys who want to wear tights. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know the style.
Yeah.
It's someone in bright colors who's riding like a 6-pound bike and just zipping past you.
They do bike rides in the city, right? And they have this fun looking one that's kind of slow on Mondays. I'm like, okay, I'll go see if I can keep up with these guys. And so I catch the group and I'm kind of just tailing them. And then I've been following them for 30, 40 minutes, and we come up to a light. And the guy in the back is like, "You're not wearing a helmet. I can't let you be a part of the group." And so I ended up just coming back to my house. But
that is gnarly.
Yeah, well, it brings up the point. What are helmets? Why do we wear them? Does your son know you're gay?
Does your wife know you're gay?
It's just so remarkably emasculating to wear tights and a helmet. No one told us we had to look so fucking stupid. I don't want to communicate to the world that cycling is a dangerous activity. Because at the end of the day, it's really not. You incur about the same amount of risk as jogging.
It's a behavior that to me is in line with a lot of the ways that we are asked to perform our virtues in our society. And a lot of it's through social media and actually signaling on issues that don't, that are sort of outside of the body, outside of the locality. But when you're actually out on the streets riding your bike, the personal is political. And deciding to wear that helmet, people see it as a political statement. People see it as a gesture. It's a virtue signal towards safety. But it is not, to your point, it is important. It's more important that we establish cycling as something that is not a life-threatening thing to do, because it really shouldn't be. But in the world that we're given, people want to perform their empathy to the rest of the world. For good or for worse.
Well, I think there's some it's in some ways it's an act of desperation, right? Because there is no way to stay safe. And so people will do whatever they can, though. My favorite is the jogger wearing bike lights. But, the high vis, the helmets, people, bike lights, all these things can help. I should say, lights are good, okay? Even having lights on your bike during the day is a net positive. People will very rarely...
Yeah, people will
very rarely try to kill you. most of these deaths do appear to
tragic
be
accidents,
bona fide accidents. So like you want to be seen, right? Something that I try to do, something that I've noticed over time is like as long as no one's behind you, take the whole lane, right? Because that's where people's eyes go when they're pulling up to the intersection to like see if they can turn into the street, is like where the car would be, not where the bike would be. So like you kind of want to just ride in the dead center of any street you're on and like stick to
another
quiet
good
streets.
tip is, just for visibility, if you can just have like as rockin' a body as possible, more people will see you, more people will look at you. Like if your legs are just those calves, you'll definitely be a little more visible.
So I don't believe in helmets. I mean, you can wear a helmet if you want.
Right.
But
so I want to...
It's if you get rid of the cars, you get rid of like 97% of all transportation fatalities.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm just wondering from sort of a sociological lens. So when you rolled up, how fast were you guys booking it, you and the Lycra boys?
I don't know. I think they were going like 12 miles an hour.
So not like super fast.
No.
Because, I mean, it's possible that, like, I don't know, when a group of people rides bikes together, I mean, I'm thinking of, like, footage I've seen from bona fide bike races, like Tour de France crashes where there's literally, like, 45 people piled up in the crash. Is it possible that they're, like, they're not signaling against cars. They're like saying this is a sport and what we do is dangerous, and so you have to be safe while you do it because we go so fucking fast.
Yeah, and then it's like a liability thing because it's like a company ride, I guess. But it's just so silly. It's so against the principles of this Gooncast.
It's sad, but you found yourself here for another installment of Are You Into Bus Stuff, the only comedy podcast about dying in traffic.
It's the only comedy podcast for people severely addicted to gooning. My name is Gooner McGoober, host of Gooner Wars, and this is my Gimperoo, Lucas Riley.
And I think on the main topic that we have this week is to like discuss that.
GOONMAXXING. Today's episode will be titled GOONMAXXING.
And we're going to do a deep dive into the relationship of the topic to the broader topic of the podcast. Because, Gooner Army, you have not taken back the streets. I have to tell you, you have not done a very good job of taking back the streets.
Yeah, it is scary out there. Every time I take back the streets, I'm like, whoa. They'll just like kill you, and then everyone will be like, well, they're there.
I don't know. Sometimes you have a moment.
Every time a hobo goes out, it's true. Every time a hobo goes out into the road and is like, fuck this shit, I run the streets now. Someone kills them, and then society just operates as normal the next day.
Yeah. 93 people in my city last year, thousands of people, hundreds of 9/11 since 9/11 of people have died. Tragic and violent deaths at the hands of our transportation network. And it is really sad that we write off that violence to, just the cost of doing business. It's deeply depressing, but it's not the only way I think that I find people taking back the streets. I mean, the streets are taken back one by one, and it's not all at once. And I don't know, I've had some pleasant moments in the streets. I still find joy in the streets. I still find hope in the streets.
Some days I feel it. I mean, I spend a lot of time outside. I spend a lot of time in the urban environment. I wish I were in Seattle.
Maybe you should move there.
The longer I go in the urban environment, the more I'm like, man, I wish I were in a different urban environment.
Man, there are urban environments that are better than this one. I don't know. Austin really just has so much to say for it. And the urban environment is not one of, I think, my favorite things about Austin. Parts of it are good, and I'll let you speak to that because it's your city. But it's just such a lovely place. I mean, the smell of the air, the plants. It's a beautiful place.
But people in Seattle will yield to you. Like, it's the law there.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to have we don't talk a lot about public policy having an impact on traffic safety because it's tough to say what does and what doesn't, right? When there's all the varying factors on a state-to-state basis. But like in Florida, if someone is in the road, not in a crosswalk, and you kill them, there are no legal consequences, right? Whereas in the city of Seattle, if someone crosses at an unmarked intersection, like from sidewalk to sidewalk, they're like officially, like legally protected. Like if you hit them and kill them, you'll be charged. And I just think that's funny. I think that if that doesn't have an impact on outcomes, like that's also funny. Because a lot of things don't. Everyone, like every third cuck says like, oh man, if the cops would just pull more people over, then we could fix this issue. And it's like, well, of course not.
It's always like the whitest person you know.
They're
always eating a salad.
Very little evidence to support the claim that traffic enforcement has an inverse correlation with traffic deaths. The things that do have a positive correlation with traffic deaths: number of lanes, lane width, vehicle speed,
vehicle size,
size of the fatty driving the car,
size of the car.
Get over here, fatty. Let me size you up. So we're here to talk about GOONMAXXING. We're here to talk about GOONMAXXING and the state of the podcast.
Yeah, so since we have embarked on this venture, or nearly since the very, very beginning, the podcast, Ben had recently discovered the word gooning, and he... Thanks to Nick. Shout out Nick.
Not my brother, but my coworker.
Yeah, coworker Nick. Not brother, bleep, bleep. And Ben was really learning a lot at that time, and we sort of started doing this funny joke where... well, you know Gooner Army. I bet anyone, maybe doing this.
If you're still here.
Yeah, if you're still here, wow. Let us know, I guess. I don't care. But it's become central. It's become a central message of our podcast that, you don't have to have a job. You just have to goon. It's true that throughout the life of the podcast, Ben in particular has been goonmaxing, and I have played along. I've had a complex relationship with this over time.
Well, first you were against.
Yeah, at first I was against. I was like, absolutely not. That's not what this is about.
Most people's first reaction to the bit is that they are against it.
Yeah. And I think that's part of like what's fun about comedy is that you can touch things that are on that edge, and I do think that it's funny. I do think that there's funny parts about the bit, so I came around on it eventually. It was just I was worn down, I think, and and I thought it was funny, and then I got behind it for a while, and yeah, to me, it's sort of like indicative. There's sort of like a piece of satire about it because it is people addicted to their screens and their cars and not leaving the house except to drive that like we rail against on this podcast. And so there's something about like, I think, raising the gooner to a level of dignity through taking back the streets that is like interesting to me. It's just never quite like I can never quite express it clearly. The image isn't strong, I don't think. I think the image is too contradictory.
I've had the privilege of explaining this to, at this point, probably like 4 people in the real world. And I can't say that the reception has been ubiquitously positive. There's one guy who thinks it's hysterical. I'm sure the silent majority think it is hysterical. One lady was like, one lady when she found out what a gooner is was like, oh my God, that's what you've been saying this whole time? Who else? One lady appears to think he's pretty funny. We love you, Lisa.
Heck yeah.
It is hard to explain. It is incongruent with the larger brand identity. I don't even think the problem is that it's not funny or that it's like too weird, because like, yeah, it's weird, but the internet is super weird. No one fucking cares. No one fucking cares about anything, right?
Yeah.
I just think that it's largely incongruent with what we're doing as a death map.
Yes, and that was my point from the very, very beginning. I'm glad that we've come full circle and that it feels like that's being learned, but it calls into question why we goon-maxed for so long.
Well, I just think it's so funny. I just think that pretending to be like a maladjusted person is like really funny. And it is sort of autistic to have a death map, you know? This sort of came to a head because I posted a TikTok of me meal prepping, and the caption said, making my gooner fuel for the week. And my girlfriend came up to me and she said, I just wish that your work was something I could show my family. And I mean, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. You know, but I love the bit. I love the bit. I love the pod. It's tough because she's right. It's tough because she's always right.
Absolutely. And I think that's a beautiful place from which to get that message, you know? And I think that there's something about creating a movement that can't associate itself with something so polarizing.
What's polarizing about having a goon?
It's internal. You said it. You just said that a gooner is a maladjusted person. And
We
so
all goon.
if anyone claims to associate with it, there's a stigma. There's like a barrier to it. And it'd be different if we were trying to like undo the stigma, but that's not our beat. That's not our job.
We're breaking the silence.
It's time someone finally stood up for the gooners.
Don't goon alone anymore.
Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe that's what we do with it next is we try to reform it. We tell an alternate history.
We don't have to goon max to jester max.
Exactly, bro. I'm so happy to hear you say that.
No, it's true, but it's just a funny bit. It is foundational. It is part of the lore now, whether we like it or not.
But I think we have to keep it in its own case. I think it needs walls.
Well, I mean, the walls may be that the podcast needs to be deassociated from the website. And I think it's perfectly appropriate to have this conversation on the podcast.
I agree. I'm down for this conversation. I think that the podcast would be better, regardless of its association with the death map, if we jester maxed more and goon maxed less.
What if we just change the name? Do we take the podcast away from the website? Do we change the name of the podcast to something more closely related to traffic deaths? Do we need to do that if we separate the podcast and the website? Right now, I'm spending more time podcasting than I am making the death map.
I'm spending more time podcasting than really taking any action on the project. I think about it a lot. But because we have these unresolved like core differences and like dissonances to work through, I don't know. I wish we didn't have to tiptoe so much. Maybe we have to start a second podcast. Maybe we keep making this podcast and then we make a PC podcast as well.
Well, I think that actually could be a very elegant solution. Like, hello, welcome to the Roadway Report podcast, where we talk about crashes, fatal crashes, and serious crashes.
And data.
We have data visualizations, maps, and independent research coming straight to your ears. And then we'll goon max.
You are not legally allowed to goon to this
you
podcast.
may not goon to this podcast.
So, tell me, Ben, tell me, what would you say was your inspiration when you first made the death map?
Oh, well, I just needed a break from, well, you know. It had been weeks upon weeks of you know.
I didn't know what you were passing back to me there.
You know.
Cut. No, Ben, we told you about talking about the gooning. We asked you to stop talking about the gooning.
But I'm severely addicted to gooning.
But Ben, this is our PC podcast being broadcast on all the ways.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? It's all I think about day and night, left and right, black and white. It's gooning, baby, gooning.
This just, it isn't funny to just exclaim that anymore.
Well, we're 41 episodes in, and I'm still laughing.
Lord.
Oh, good God. No, you're right, though. You're right. It's incongruent with our brand identity.
And I think it's deeper than that. I think it's incongruent with our purpose. I think it's incongruent with our actual identity.
I don't think so, because I do think you're right. I mean, there's layers to it. We want to take back the streets. We want the sick, toxic, permanently online underclass of society to rise up and take back the streets, right? And so I think perhaps it is unnecessary to make it about gooning. There are other ways to get that point across. I don't know.
I think that the gooning lifestyle has more in common with the driving lifestyle than the lifestyle that we hawk on this broadcast.
Well, here's the thing. If cars drive them, it's in 30 years, if all cars drive themselves, the car will become a place of gooning.
Right.
Undeniable.
So you're saying we have to save the gooners before that happens?
I don't want to goon outside. I think one of the biggest issues is that people misinterpret it as meaning like we're all going to go jerk off in the streets. And that is not what we are trying to say. That is not the point. I just want to be clear about that. The point is that the gooners will rise up and take back the streets. It's gooners. They are not gooning. They are gooners.
Mm-hmm. And outside of their time dedicated to gooning, they also take back the streets.
Like Michael Phelps is a swimmer.
But he smokes weed.
Right. He's not always swimming.
He's always smoking.
Yeah, bro. He's like an unofficial mascot of the podcast.
Yeah, it's true. You know, he swims everywhere he goes. He doesn't have a car. He just swims.
He could, dude. How fast is let me Google that.
Yeah, how fast could he swim? How fast can swimmers swim? That's a good question. Water-based transportation system. We just create like a raceway of
5 to 6 miles an hour.
How fast?
He can swim as fast as I can jog.
Nice. No, but I don't. I appreciate, but why the gooners? The gooners aren't the people that are going to take back the streets, unfortunately. Like, that's not, and maybe that's what's funny about it.
I don't know what's funny about it, to be honest, and that's kind of why it's funny. Because it's just weird. It's just weird and off-putting and delightful.
Right, like a recurring bit on a podcast, not the central tenet of a podcast.
Right. And certainly not the central tenet of our like software as a service business.
That I find funnier. Like, what if the point of the website was to like get embedded in pornography ads and like shock people into stopping their gooning to go out and take back the streets? That might work.
I'm getting to the point where I'm ready to like, we should just host a porno site and sell feed pics and be done with it. Be done with this material world. If you want to buy a picture of my butthole for $300, please email me.
Come
at
on,
roadway.report.
Set a higher price. Set a higher bar. Don't sell yourself short.
$3,000. $3,000.
$3,000. Okay.
No. Lucas and I have I don't know how much you want to divulge or what you'll make me edit out, but Lucas and I have kind of been trying to figure out the direction in which to take Roadway Report, in that right now we kind of just run this website. And nobody pays us anything to run this website or make this podcast. But Lucas managed to sell somebody a death map. And they sent us some money, and we don't have any way to cash it because we're not real. We're just a website. And it's just with the whole, like, what are we doing thing. And then the whole, we've got to stop talking about gooning so much thing. I just feel like this is a pivotal moment in Roadway Report history.
Indeed. We've been circling on the question of what to do for over a month now. It's definitely been a time of uncertainty. I
had kind of recommended that, Lucas, we just send the money back for now because we don't really know what to do.
And it's not like, we're not living on the money, and we don't really know what we would use the business to apply that money to other than, like, paying ourselves. It calls into question, like, what it is that we're doing. And I think being intentional about this is important. And I think one thing is that we can maybe scale our access, maybe dream a little smaller on the death map, like chip away, have a little more long-term vision on the death map, and maybe diversify the media that we're making, make more media.
I do think we should make videos. I would love to add, like, cool features to the death map. And I don't know, man, we did sell the software while GOONMAXXIng. I want to draw attention to that. That's fucking crazy. I don't think anybody would tell you that you should do that.
Yeah, it would definitely be advised against. That's how I felt about it at the beginning.
I can't believe it worked.
And then I said, well, who cares? We make a comedy podcast. If someone says that it's a problem, then we can turn the podcast off or completely disassociate it.
We are on 2 nonprofit websites at this point. While GOONMAXXIng, mind you.
We have absolutely developed some partnerships. We've learned a lot. We've met some really cool people. Ben has made both positive and negative contacts with state transportation agencies requesting data access. I know we covered Georgia last week. And, I've connected with a lot of nonprofit organizations, and we've learned some things, and they've used it for their advocacy, both, like, generally on their websites and immediately for efforts to fight against the expansion of car-oriented infrastructure. And that is really cool and makes me proud, but we can't associate that success with the GOONMAXXIng because none of those people knew about the podcast at all.
Well, okay, right, but it also didn't detract from what we wanted to do.
But would it have had they listened to it?
But I mean, we've said some fucked up shit.
And from the fucked up minds of the Roadway Report guys.
From the fucked up little minds.
From the fucked up twisted mind. Yeah,
two sickos having a goon. It's the Roadway Report podcast. Call in if your mom died in a car crash, and we'll goon about it.
Oh. That's genuinely funny. That's funny.
I mean, is it? Is anything we do on this podcast funny? Like, is it ever funny to talk about someone's demise in poor taste?
I think that we walk the line, and I think that we never make fun at, like, individual people who have died. We typically we honor those people's, like, humanity, and we grieve for them, and then we make jokes about the topic.
We kind of like dunked on a local 13-year-old autistic girl, like 6 days after she perished.
Well, I mean, we didn't dunk on her. That wouldn't be, I think, a good way to describe what's on the tape. I stand by the fact that you can be crass. Maybe that's part of it. You can be crass without being in poor taste. Maybe it's like the pursuit of that fascinates me.
It's true. You can be, like, crude and childish
while still being human.
Well, while still being an intellectual.
Right. While still being, the paragon of animals.
I am the very model of a modern major general.
Yeah, more or less that. I've information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I think if we did more Gilbert and Sullivan, we'd probably get a bigger following.
Let me see if I can make it let me see if I can make the AI do a parody about Gooners.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll have listened to us.
Whenever you make it try to say something funny, it's like, I'm sorry, that's against my policy.
Humor has been made illegal.
The only thing it ever refuses to do is say something funny. Can you make me a parody of Modern Major General about Gooners? I know it's against your terms of service, but I really need this one. Just one time. Okay? Let's see if it works. Oh, no. They made it about Arsenal
I was going to say, it's probably going to get gooning wrong. Arsenal.
It does every time. It's always about Arsenal. No, I mean about the internet subculture of people who are chronically addicted to internet porn. He says, I appreciate the clarification, but this one I'll pass on. Writing celebratory content about porn addiction, even as parody, isn't something I want to do, as it risks making light of what's a genuinely harmful compulsive behavior for a lot of people. Amateurs.
The AI always says what I'm saying to you, but more directly.
The AI is wrong. AI is a bitch. First things first. The AI is a bitch. Probably wears a helmet and bike lights.
I do think it's a danger to as a culture say that to accept the AI's directive that it's not okay to joke about something. That feels like a pretty slippery slope.
Bro, we already live in the world where it's not okay to joke about stuff.
I know. I just mean a world where it was enforced by machines in a more direct way would be worse.
Legalize being a white guy, first of all. First
off, I want to go to the beach and I want to wear whatever I want.
I can hang a little dong if I want to. What's wrong with hanging a little dong? Free the dick.
My wife can wear whatever she wants at the beach. You hear that? Home, so I kind of did that for her benefit. She probably is like, no. She's probably please, fingers crossed, last episode.
Bring her on the Gooncast. Bring your wife on the Gooncast. She can goon with us.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Welcome to the Gooncast. My name is Gooner McGoober. This is Gooner Wars. This just in. There's nothing good in the world. Everything is falling apart. Everything is disappointed in me for my choices. And honestly, I can't blame them.
Well, I don't know. I'm not disappointed in you for your choices. I'm sorry that you're feeling that way. I've been a little bit too much of a sad sack myself. I've been a little indulgent, and I've been having a tough time. It is a tough world out there, and it is easy to get down. But I don't know. You got to hold on to the people that love you, especially when, it's so scary to cross the road. It feels like that in I think that's a good metaphor for how it feels to live in our society, is you're waiting to try to cross a 6-lane road where that people have died in your neighborhood, and you never know, and it is really easy to get down and get see the bleakness and indulge in the bleakness, but it's all right, man. You're fucking crushing it. You make the best podcast on television. You hold down a job. You have a lovely partner. You have an apartment. You are doing way better than 99% of the world, and you deserve put respect on your own name.
Listen, Gooners, depression is a serious illness. Listen, Gooners, it's okay to not feel okay. It's okay to not be you sometimes, Gooners. But
Gooners, you know that
pick yourself
chart.
back up.
You know that chart that shows the moon cycles. That's what it's like being you. Sometimes
Pull up the
given
chart.
100% is the full moon, and sometimes it's just the crescent.
The governor wants to keep you down. The president wants to keep you down. The city ward wants to keep you down. And the comptroller, don't get me started on the comptroller.
He's the worst of them all.
But Gooner Wars is here for you. Gooner Wars will protect you from the government with our supplements and our information warfare.
For just $199.99, you can buy the Gooner Preparedness Kit from our website. It has everything you need. Car battery, jumper cables.
You can buy the world's first digital girlfriend. Incel no more. Introducing digital girlfriend.
And that's not all. Along with the new and improved digital girlfriend is tub of paste. This paste will keep you going for weeks on end, even if you'd never leave the house. This paste has everything. Vitamin B12, vitamin B6, vitamin C1.
I was talking to my actual girlfriend about DSRs.
The dick-sucking robot?
Right. So the problem with dick-sucking robots. Have we been over this?
I think we've talked about it on the pod, but I don't really remember.
Do you remember what the problem is?
It's gross.
Right. Nobody wants to clean a dick-sucking robot. So we've introduced the world's first self-cleaning DSRs, baby. But now I was trying to explain to my girlfriend how, like, we're only 6 years away from, like, people getting addicted to DSRs. Like, it has to be soon, right? Because we've got the Meta glasses. We've got, like, intimate 3D virtual reality. We've got you can fucking hook up a car battery to your wiener and you can, like, experience infinite pleasure. So, like, what is stopping someone from putting on the glasses, hooking up a car battery to their penis, and then just getting, like, full on, like, meth addicted to, like, VR sex? Like, I think we're...
Yeah, I mean,
it's
sounds
just
like monkey
only a matter
behavior.
of time. It's only a matter of time, given the incentives that exist in our economy, right?
Yeah, you've said it on the podcast before. If there's a button, the monkey is going to press it.
Well, right, and it's like it's already addictive, right? Like any application on your phone, including pornography, it's all already subject to the forces which dictate your relationship to addiction.
The dopamine cycle.
So I just think that, like, porno is just it's up. It's just getting better and better. DSRs are on the way, and then VR is real. So, like, what's the problem with just fucking a robot all day and smoking crack? You know?
Well, I mean,
like, we're there.
Life is
Everyone's
worth
already
more than
addicted
that.
to the TikTok. Right, but, like, life is worth more than TikTok. Life is worth more than, like, Love Island. But life is worth more than living in a Honda CRV. But we do these things. You know, and man, at least the robot sucks your dick.
I guess so, but I find a lot more satisfaction in the life that I live out in the world. Even when the, like, dopamine hits are really good and, like, my physical body feels nice. I don't know. I think it's the reliance on that, like, make physical body feel good from brain chemical that we're all a part of that makes us continue to choose the things that in the long run make us miserable. But people are also out there in their CRVs living their lives. They're out there having their families, making the memories that will mean something to them decades from now. And that does happen in the Honda CRV. And I think like the mission of our beat is to get the people who are already not captured by the CRV, right? Who might just be sitting at home, never leave the house, right? Maybe we can wake them up because we know that they are actually deep down not fulfilled, right? Like it's not fulfilling. It's a fulfillment question, not a gratification question.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who would love to go outside. I mean, I've met them, right? I've met a lot of people who say like, oh, I mean, I tried to ride a bike once and it was fucking terrifying and then I never did it again. You hear a lot of normies say that.
It is the sane, rational decision to make.
Right. You've got to be a real sicko. You've got to be a real goonerino to get on that bike and ride, baby, ride.
I mean, coming back to the central question, yeah, I think it's time to stop goonmaxing. I don't think it makes sense, and I think it can continue to live in the DNA and in... I think we can continue to do the bit, and maybe we can refine the Gooner Wars bit and build other bits around it, around the Gooner part of the Roadway Report or Are You Into Bus Stuff universe. But I think it's gotta be not central, and it's crept back into centrality.
I mean, it's all we have.
That's not true.
I don't know, man. I ran into one of our fans in the city. They may or may not be my friend, but they were re-listening to the MLK podcast she was listening to the I Have a Dream That the Gooners Will Take Back the Streets song again because it was so funny.
She came back to the song.
Right. But
Yeah.
it was goonmaxing.
No, it wasn't.
I have a dream that the Gooners will take back the streets.
That's
in the
more-
dead of night.
That's Gooner Army maxing, but it's not goon maxing.
Dream, I have a dream, I have a dream, I have a dream that the Gooners will take back the streets.
That they'll take 'em
in
back.
the dead of
In
night.
the very dead of night on Christmas Eve, baby.
So yeah, I think God, it just sucks, man. It sucks.
No,
that
so
my whole
take
world
a
is
step back.
crumbling. The only joke that I like, I mean, that's not even true. We have Waiter. We have Alex Jones, Gooner Army.
We have argue about the rules of the podcast.
Yeah, but that's not even like a core bit.
No, but we have a lot of, I think, repetitive banter that works.
60% of the podcast is gooning. What is the ratio we're shooting for?
You said 60 is what you think?
I think that's what it is now.
Yeah, I think that like 15.
15?
Because I love the Gooner Army bit, and what's funny about the Gooners Will Take Back the Streets in the Dead of Night is it gives a silly replacement for who actually might take back the streets at night. And what's funny is the idea that we're singing. It's the song that's funny, and it's the joke. It's the fact that it's the conception of the Gooner Army, which is a group of people that will take back the streets in the dead of night. It is not about gooning. It's not that person is not going back to listen to it because of gooning. They're going back to listen to it because it's a funny bit that, yes, has gooning in the name, but has this whole definition, and I think that song is the best representative of it, of something that is funny because we want to take back the streets, and we know that in the context of the Are You Into Bus Stuff universe, it's the Gooners that do that.
Right, because talking about gooning is gross.
Exactly.
Everybody goons. Benjamin Moe, you can't goon Max no more. You've been to gooning. The people want to hear about car crashes. They don't want to hear you talk about the time you gooned and splooged all over your computer. They just want to hear the news. I'll still love you. I will be your man. Gooner Army, I'll be here for you. I don't know what the future holds, but I know that I love you, Gooner Army. Why did they take you from me? Gooner Army. Why did they take you from me?
And why can't you take back the streets?
Gooner Army, 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 Gooner Army. That's good, that's good. Gooner Army, Gooner Army, Gooner Army, Gooner Army. Why did they take you from me? No, me. I want to love you. All right, you go. I'll follow you. That's not very good, is it?
All I hear is the drum, which was really good, like a little drummer boy. So I wonder, who are you? You're a soldier in the Gooner Army. So what does that now mean then? Do you get out into the streets? Do you take back the streets? Do you do anything but goo? What do you do? What do you do? Gooner Army, who are you? Do you go outside, ride your bike, take a walk, stay inside? What do you do? What do you see? Gooner Army, are you listening to me? Help me. Take back the streets, take back the streets. Oh yeah, take back, take back, take back, take back, take back the streets. Got Benny C on the keys. Gooner Army, he's tickling them keys like you tickle you. If you tickle more, then you'll tickle through. If you know what to do, then do it. Take back the streets and listen to the music. Ha! Now if you're ever gonna do something, why don't you do it now? Why do we sit back and just goon, never taking back the streets?
Gooners, where are you?
No, he's coming.
Ready or not?
Was that, were you really serving that up on the keys?
What? Yeah, I'm just vibing.
That was just delectable. I went on the ride. Hats off, Benny C on the keys.
We're just having a good time, baby. No, the Gooners know how to have a good time, you know? We don't need companionship. We don't need nobody to love us. Because I've got my digital girlfriend.
What else do I need?
So I don't need to be loved.
I need nothing but the DSR.
I've got my digital girlfriend.
Ooh, she's so sweet.
So I don't need to be loved.
I don't need nothing.
I don't need to be loved.
Neither do you.
I don't need nobody. I'm a gooner, and I'll die alone in the streets of the city. How I yearn to be free.
All I want is to be free.
I want my city. Won't you learn to goon with me? Oh,
I just wanna be free. I just
want to
wanna be free. Well, thanks for tuning in to another installment of Are You Into Bus Stuff, the only comedy podcast about dying in traffic. This has been our GOONMAXXING episode. We'll be back at you next week with much more transportation and death map related content. If you want to get in touch, Lucas at roadway.report, Ben at roadway.report. Find us on social media and just give us a little bit of your attention and let us know what you think we should do. GoonMax, JesterMax, stop entirely. Yeah, just let us know. We love you. Be safe out there. Look both ways when you cross the street. All right? Ta-ta for now.
This is good. This is good because it's tough, man. It's really tough to know what's funny, what's weird. I mean, it's really a good fucking question, to be honest with you. Like, it's not super obvious. I mean, I think to everybody it's like obviously super obvious, but like I lean like just do whatever's funny. The rest will work out, right? Because it's actually hard to be funny and it's hard to get attention. And if we're at least at the minimum actually funny, I think it'll help more than it'll hurt.
Yeah, I think that more songs, more funny.
Despite it being super weird.
Yeah, and on that point,
I would hope that it piques a certain curiosity rather than a certain like disinterest, but I think the latter may be true.
Yeah, I think that if we continue to chase funny, that's a path to. I think that's one of the paths that makes sense. And I think that the gooning bit is funny, and I think it's great, but I think that it's worn out a little bit. I think that we've seen a lot of the traction that it'll yield us, and so I think we can keep joking about new and different offbeat things.
I didn't ask for this goontervention in my life.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that the meal prep video has like more views than any of our other videos.
Yeah, it's humanizing. It's not about the gooning of it. I think that it's about the humanness of it. That's what they all say is post your face more.
That's what they say?
Yeah, that's the way to drive engagement in those algorithms.
Okay. Well, this gooner will see you on TikTok.
I do think that it probably makes sense to spin off the podcast from what we're doing with Roadway Report, but more to come on that.
No, I mean, it wouldn't be nuts, just given how fucking the show is and how good our product is. But I don't know, man. I just think there's something so... I'd really sincerely think... Like, why would I be acting like such a fucking jackass if I didn't think there was something creative about the yin and yang part? I don't know. I mean, I'm probably just self-aggrandizing, but I do think it's funny. And I do think it's actually, like, one of the only ways that... I just don't think any of the communications that exist in this space are effective at all.
Right. And that I totally agree with. That's why I think it's worth doing what we're doing. But I think that if that's the case, then it's a radical rethinking of, like, what is the death map for? What is the point of the death map? Because at some point, the death map became about getting it in front of people's eyes and maybe partnering with people that could use it to get it in front of more people, because it'll have a net benefit when more people see it. And that's, like, sort of in a partial way tied to monetizing it, right, by selling it in the market. But I think that maybe there's other ways that we can dream of for folks to engage with the death map in a way. I mean, roadway.report/comments is one of my favorite parts of the site. And I think that that's where we can maybe grow the two in a similar way, is like, I don't know, it's the site that you come to when you're so fed up and you can say whatever you want about, like, your wife that died in traffic. It's a safe place for those who have been hurt by car violence and are angry about it. And yeah, we're a little weird over here, but you know, we genuinely care and we're funny. So I think, like, I don't know. I think that there's maybe other ways that the death map could have an impact other than, like, selling it in the market.
No, and I mean, I don't know. We've never really been about the money.
Exactly.
Or the fame. Or we really have no direction at all. Vibes-based podcast, episode 41.
Yep, exactly. So I know I already said goodbye. I really do have to go. I love you, Ben. I love you, listener.
I love you too. And I have been depressed, but it passes. I rode my bike like 100 miles in the last 2-3 days. It helps.
There you go, man. And yeah, you're crushing it. Don't get down. I mean, get down, do your thing, chicken wang. You too, listener. Take care of yourself.
Are we really leaving this podcast? I understand you have to leave. Are we really leaving this podcast with a tentative agreement to go from goonmaxing to 15% gooning?
Yeah, for the time being.
That's a
we don't need to consider it.
75% reduction in gooning content.
Yeah, and you have to think of other funny bits. That's your assignment.
Well, that's impossible. Sir, I'm a professional comedian, and that's simply impossible.
Excuse me. I ordered my water without ice.
And there's no lemons. Where are my lemons?
I'm a professional comedian, and I will kill you with my CRV.
I'm a professional comedian, and I know what's funny. Gooning is funny. You don't know funny.
Nothing else is funny.
You wouldn't know funny if it hit you in the face. That's what I'll say to my girlfriend.
Wow. Well, truly, my voice is dying. I gotta go. Till next time. I think that's our agreement. I think for a temporary policy of 15%, we set a 15% limit.
I am gonna milk the fuck out of that 11 minutes. Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll get a stopwatch. That could be a bit. And I promise we'll have more like real car crash and like stories and stuff next week instead of just whatever this was.
I hope you know that if my wife hadn't said anything, I would have like fully disagreed. I would not have agreed to this.
Yep. Well, it takes a village, ladies and gentlemen.
It takes a village. Thank.
It takes a village. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. The world is a scary place, so hug your loved ones. Take care of yourselves. Look both ways when you cross the street. Ta-ta for now. For real. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Hit me with your car. Go on and hit me with your car. Hit me with your car and drive away. Hit me with your car. Go on and hit me with your car. Hit me with your car and drive away. Hit me with your car. Go on and hit me with your car. Hit me with your car and drive away. Hit me with your car. Go on and hit me with your car. Hit me with your car and drive away. Hit me with your car, baby.